found out he had cancer, it was kind of a signal that he needed to start building the house. He was so passionate about this. I mean, he had this idea for years and he talked and talked about it, and he didn't really live around people who understood or resonated with this idea.
His whole life he had this dream, you know, of family and working together. Like all of the projects that he had, the businesses that he ran, they were family-ran businesses. He had a bakery, and he had his children working in the bakery. You know, it's a family bakery. So I think that his motivation was just to provide like a community and an environment where we were helping each other, you know, supporting each other.
My name is Benjamin Mosiah Henderson, and this is our straw bale home.
My name is Garrett Strubel. I'm Patty Henderson's boyfriend. I met Ken right before he passed away, and we were all building the house when he was here. And now since he passed, we're all here to finish it. We've come an hour away from Fairfield, Iowa, just to finish the house and doing lots of plaster work. Get it done. It's a straw bale house. It's wonderful.
The house came about, he was always in building. He started in the 80s, like home building. He had a home building company in Texas.
The idea with this house is that he wanted to create, what did he call it? No, basically a community comes together and helps each other build houses, and he wanted like a central fund where everybody would help to build one house, and like the labor would just be everybody like who wants to get a house built would help build that house, and then the person whose house it is, they would pay rent, but it would pay rent into like the central fund that would go towards building other people's houses.
He wanted to do it like that, interest-free financing, donated labor, repurposed and donated materials, eco-friendly materials, because those are really the only ones that are sustainable. And that's the idea behind the whole project, is if you're borrowing money from a bank, you're paying interest, you don't pay your loan, you don't have a place to stay, do you? So this was his idea years ago, before like all this stuff started happening with the banks. And right now what's going on with the banks? You have a bit of a crisis because people aren't paying their loans, and then you have big companies that have loaned them the money going bankrupt. Everybody's kind of in sort of a panic, I guess you could call it, and except for us, because we don't know the bank anything, and we're just building our little house and have a very nice place to stay here shortly. Losing a parent is a lot of stress. You want to have fond memories. When you have somebody die of cancer, you kind of see them at the end, and like I remember seeing him, like at the end it looked older than I remember my grandpa being. And so it takes you a while to start to remember who he really is or was.
I miss my father very much, especially, you know, I go through life and there are different things that come up in like projects that I'm doing, and I'm like, oh, I really wish my dad was here to teach me this, because he knows so many things.
He did so many stuff. He was a gardener and a house builder.
Everything. It makes me just wish that I would have listened better when I was younger, because I was like, maybe I would have learned it. So now I'm going through these things. I'm like, just wish that I had that guidance now.
He was just such a good man. He had just great morals, great ideals, and he really shared that with everyone he came in contact with. We knew that this was his dream. I mean, we knew that we were going to finish it, you know. There was an understanding before he passed away too that this was what he wanted, you know.
I just really like how they talk about it being an act of therapy, or being therapeutic, you know, to come here and just lay on hands. You know, because it seems like dealing with the passing of loved ones is so frequently just a cerebral exercise. You know, in our culture, it's kind of like you think about things and you're very quiet and you do all that, and I think that's kind of like lacking.
Our last conversations in the hospital were basically like he would even tell me like how to put the plaster on the wall, like the best way to put it on there. Like he's like, cup your hand and like throw it on there, basically is what he said. Doing this, it helps us kind of remember who he was. Kind of like a ritual in a sense, where you come and kind of meditate, and it's because it's kind of hard not to think about him while you're here, because it's all, you know, it's kind of...
This is him. This is sort of like a healing process for me, because when he was like going through the worst of it, like I couldn't be there, like I ran away.
It's like a large sculpture and I'm patching my soul a little bit. When you have something in your life so huge like my dad, and then you lose it, there's kind of like a void, a big empty, you know, space that you got to kind of fill with something.
We were really fortunate to have had, you know, the opportunity to fulfill such a dream. His dream not only of having a sustainable house is being fulfilled, but his dream of having our family come together and work together and support each other is simultaneously being fulfilled. And it's just really beautiful to have something to go and, you know, live in and really feel the presence of our Father.